So earlier today, I was scrolling Instagram Reels per usual, and someone I follow, a Paradise Musician, he had this video where it was like it was like from Tekken, I think, this amazing, insane sample. So obviously, you know me, I had to grab it and let's take a listen. Ooh, y'all hear that?
Mr. Lee, the new combat prototype is finished, sir.
And I actually don't really care about the audio clips because, kind of gets that flavor. All right, 135. This better be right, bro. Alright, so now you can see me just adjusting all the samples, chopping them up. This was really hard because it was always slightly off tempo, but it worked out in the end. And I also pitched everything up one semitone, so just to give a little bit of spice. It is an even a bar loop. I'm not sure if that messes with anything, but hopefully it's fine. So that's just me trying to figure out my chops, trying to make it unique. I don't just want to, do copy and paste. It has to be boring. So, and it's a pretty long time lapse. It took me like 20 minutes. Yeah, it wasn't that bad though.
The new combat prototype is... The new combat against Heihachi. 10 combat unleashed a 50-hit combination rehab. The new combat prototype is... Against Heihachi. 10 combat unleashed a 50-hit combination helpless.
Alright guys, so obviously you've seen my final sample chops, I think I did a pretty good job. So
the new combat prototype is...
I think it is time that we do some drums. So let's see.
The new combat prototype. The new combat prototype is... The new combat prototype is...
Now I think we add a bass line. Yeah. Alright, so you can see me just figuring out the bass line. It's kind of hard because obviously I didn't really know what key everything was in. I did use the original video to reference what I should do, but it was majority of the time I was just guessing. Yeah, and just if it sounded good or not. So this took actually a really long time. Similar, 50 minutes, I think. Yeah, 15.
The new combat prototype is... The new combat against Heihachi. 10 combat unleashed a 50-hit combination rehab. The new combat prototype.
Alright, that sounds way better. Definitely going to keep it like that. And then let's try to format it again. So, same thing as last time. Alright, we got to get into the nitty gritty here.
Mr. Lee, the new combat prototype is finished, sir. This one better work to spec. Yes, combat experiments were conducted against Heihachi. 10.23 seconds into the experiment, Combat unleashed a 50-hit combination. Heihachi was completely helpless. Excellent.
The new combat prototype is the new combat against Heihachi. Combat unleashed a 50-hit completely helpless. The new combat prototype is against Heihachi. Combat unleashed a 50-hit completely helpless. The new combat prototype is the new combat against Heihachi. Combat unleashed a 50-hit completely helpless. The new combat prototype is against Heihachi.